Our scientist for this week is Dr. Pardis Sabeti, an indie rocker and Photoshop enthusiast who uses mathematics to fight deadly diseases. She loves being in a rock band, making up new games, playing tennis and volleyball, my label maker, and creating funny holiday cards. She wants to know, what can DNA teach us about viruses? How do we detect pathogens and prevent deadly outbreaks? She studies medical genetics. Medical genetics is the study of DNA and RNA related to the understanding and treatment of disease. Dr. Sabeti is a professor of immunology and infectious diseases at Harvard School of Public Health. Her lab is filled with powerful computers, lots of microscopes and petri dishes, and ways to communicate with colleagues around the world. Animals, plants, humans, and even microbes all have genes that contain lots of important information. By studying genetic factors of disease, Dr. Zabetti can better understand how they evolved, what puts people at risk, and how to protect us. Instead of just using the tools that already exist, Dr. Sabeti uses mathematics and computers to invent brand new tools that are even better at answering these important questions. Her path to science: getting started in math. She was born in Tehran, Iran, and her family immigrated when she was young. She was a good kid and also a bit of an oddball, so she didn't always fit in. She loved games and playing sports like football, but also loved Math Olympiad. She was encouraged to become a doctor and went on to get her college degree in biology. Her first job was working in a doctor's office. Earning her degrees, she won a Rhodes Scholarship and got a PhD in biological anthropology at the University of Oxford. She then decided to get her MD and become a physician as well. She was the third woman in the history of Harvard Medical School to graduate summa cum laude. She became well known for inventing new ways to study the genome and also joined a band fighting Ebola. She joined the faculty at Harvard where she studies dangerous viruses like Ebola and Lassa. She was amazed how much more there was to learn about them. In 2014, there was a terrible outbreak of Ebola, and she was called to the front lines to help fight the disease. She was named Time's Person of the Year for her efforts, fighting for her life. In 2015, she got into a terrible accident and had an 8% chance of survival. She struggled with depression in the hospital for 4 months as she tried to heal. Now her body is filled with metal pins and plates, and she has suffered a concussion that makes it very hard for her to remember some things. She still has to go to rehab after work. Looking forward, in 2018, she paired up with a journalist to write a book on the Ebola crisis. She collaborates with scientists around the world and prioritizes communicating with the public about her work. She continues to study infectious disease at Harvard to prepare for the next outbreak. Her advice: build a support system. Whatever it is you need, don't be shy about asking for help and building relationships. Science is hard work, and there are always unexpected challenges. It's important to find people, even if it's not easy, that can become a supportive community. Talk to scientists. If you're interested in science, reach out to scientists and ask to talk to them. Most scientists have lab websites or Twitter accounts and are happy to talk to students. So many of the exciting parts of what we do are in our head, and it's hard to show that, but a good conversation could go a long way. Have fun along the way. Not all parts of science are fun. There are failures and struggles. That's just part of the game. You have to appreciate the little wins and find ways to make it fun. You don't have to always be serious to do serious science. Find what you're curious about. The most important ingredient in science is curiosity. You have to find the questions or problems that are so interesting to you that all of the work and effort is worth it. And our final quote: the people who are the most successful are the ones who just stay with it. So finding the thing you want to stay with is the most important.